G'day world, welcome back to part 4 of my CBR 250RR project build. I'm Craig Jenkins from Beniger Hydroblasting. In today's video I'm going to have a crack at cleaning up the CBR's wheels. As you can see here, they've got a nice coat of black paint or powder coat on them that my machine has no hope of removing, so I'm probably going to spend the best part of a day using paint stripper to get them to a point where I can hydroblast them. Now to do this I'm going to need a cunning plan. So what I think I'll do is I'll strip one down first and cover it with stripper, and while that's doing its shit I'll strip the other one down and cover it with stripper also. In between all the stripping it should allow me to clean up and plate the other stuff. Well, that's my plan and I'm sticking to it. We'll start with the front wheel first. I'll pull the discs off and knock the bearings out and then give it a hit with the greaser and the pressure washer. We'll then dry it off and lather it with paint stripper. I'm not kidding myself here, it usually takes about 3 lots of paint stripper to remove all that crap. Take a good look at it now, because hopefully it'll look a lot nicer than that when I'm done. Well, there's the front wheel with its first coat of stripper. Somebody do me a favour, will you, and count the times I say stripper in the video and let me know in the comments. You may notice that I've left the tyre on. I'm tipping the stripper won't eat the tyre, as the drag racing boys would be all over it. Tyre's buggered anyway, and I'll blast this one before I do the back one just in case. You can see the stripper is doing its job. That paint is starting to lift nicely. Yeah, you've got to really lather this stuff on for it to work properly. Anyway, I'll give that another 20 or 30 minutes, then scrape as much off as I can before giving it a hit with the pressure wash. Then we'll reapply more stripper to the paint that's left. Well, while that wheel's over there having a rest, we might have a go at the front discs and associated bits. I've had a look at these. The magnetism on these rivets here is bugger all compared to that, so I'm tipping they're stainless, which is probably a good thing. I don't have to tape them up, they shouldn't rust. So anyway, we'll have a go at that, and then we'll get back to that wheel. Well, that's the left hand disc done. That's come up looking super compared to that one. Certainly going to suit the look of the bike I'm looking for, and I didn't have to use any stripper at all on that. Well, we're back to this front wheel, and that's round 1 of me versus paint. This is why old hydroblasted mate here doesn't like paint. But anyway, we'll put some more stripper on that, and we'll give it a second going over. Probably about another 2 or 3 rounds yet. Well, I've about had enough of scratching paint off. We might pop it in the blaster and see what we can do with that. There's the wheel out of the blaster for the first time. As you can see, it's still got high fill primer in spots. That stuff's been plastered on there to cover up all that rough casting on the spokes and the inside of the rim. Ideally you'd take this to a place that's got a big chemical dip bath and get them to clean all that off for you, or dry blast it. Unfortunately this wheel won't fit inside my little dry blast cabinet, so I've just got to persevere with the paint stripper. What I'll do now is I'll put a bit more stripper on these bits. I'll give them a work over with a wire brush, and then we'll blast it again and see what we come up with. Well, that's the front wheel done and dusted. That's come up looking trick. Not a skerrick of paint left on that. As you can see, that's the look I'm going for anyway with this bike. I've also done the front discs. They've come up nice and clean, plated the retaining bolts and plated the axles. And I'll just give you a look at the 2 wheels side by side. That's what we started with, and that's what we've ended up with. I think I'd prefer the fresh aluminium look. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the front wheel, all reassembled and ready to go back in the bike. That is looking very sexual. We'll have a go at the back wheel now and see if we can make it look the same. Well, there's the back wheel off the CBR. That's all the paint's gone from that. That's fresh out of the hydroblasting machine. What I've done also is I've hydroblasted each one of those bits individually. I'm going to take them over to the zinc plating department and get them to put some zinc on those. While they're plating, I'll give that disc brake a clean up in the hydroblasting machine, and I'll also do that sprocket. I'll clean that up. I'm looking at putting a coat of zinc on that as well. We'll see how we go. Well, I've blasted and cleaned and plated all the parts that are associated with reassembling that rear wheel. They've come up very nice. The rear sprocket's buggered, but I just cleaned that up and zinc plated it, put it back on the bike. If it gets put on the road at any stage, that'll need to be replaced, but I've probably spent 100 more on this bike than I planned to. These chain adjusters were chrome, so I just gave them a low pressure wash in the hydroblaster just to remove any crud that was on them. We'll reassemble them. Okay, we'll put it back together and we'll chuck the wheel in the bike. Well, there you go, viewers. There it is, finally back up on its wheels. They've come out looking sensational. Yep, at least now I'll be able to move along and get underneath and put some bits and pieces back on where they should be, and we'll move on to the next stage after that. Well, viewers, that's a wrap on today's video. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride, and please let me know down in the comments how many times I used the word stripper in the video. I hate stripper. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm Craig Jenkins, and you're not.